podcast.
Here we go. Hello, around the block and around the world. This is the Just My Type podcast where we discuss, debate, and deliberate all things diabetes. Representing type 2, that would be me, Dobie Maxwell. Representing type 1, the vivacious, the effervescent, the always in the know, Sammy Parker. We'll get to Sammy in seconds. But first, today's episode of Just My Type is sponsored by the Diabetes app. You got a phone, you need this app. It's a free social community app that brings together both type 1 and type 2 diabetics, plus their supporters. You can find community resources and Sammy and I on the Diabetes app. Hey, Sister Sammy.
Hey, Brother Dobie.
last episode, you were a little bit down, and I want to make sure you're up, so I'm just trying to...
we are up and awake and better than ever.
Good. We're going to pass the baton because you're taking over finally something that I have some experience in the subject of today's podcast.
Heck yeah. Today's episode is on the benefits of walking, my favorite activity ever.
It is amazing that people can still get fit by something as simple as that. When I got diagnosed, I thought I was going to have all this expensive equipment. The doctor's like, no, if you just get your butt out there and walk, it will do so much good for you.
You know what? I mean, honestly, if you're listening right now, I encourage you, get up, go on a walk, put those headphones on, and listen to us talk.
Yeah, hopefully we could be a destination for your walks. I mean, there's only so many
Yeah.
music, your favorite songs, and that gets you pumped too. I'm not saying that's not a good thing, but we want you to come with us, join our journey, and get it, because when you get your mind off the walking, it goes even faster and even better.
Mm-hmm.
Because I gotta admit, I hated it at first, Sammy. I know you're
Yeah.
California Miss Fitness, blah 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 blah. I am the lazy bum. I am on we are totally both ends of the scale, the fitness scale. And as a comedian, I know there's people that have to have transient jobs, and I have the ultimate transient job. For most
Mm-hmm.
people, they drive 30 to 45 minutes to work an 8 to 10 hour shift at a typical quote unquote day job. As a
Yeah.
comedian, I drove 8 to 10 hours to work a 30 to 45 minute shift. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
in the car. The heaviest thing I lift is a cheeseburger in one hand when I'm driving. And then I get to work. I've got a microphone, which weighs about a pound. There's no
Uh-huh.
exercise, no nothing. So I think if I cut myself shaving, hot fudge would come out. I was in such bad shape. So the doctor told me I had to walk 30 minutes a day. Yeah. You might as well give me a death sentence when it happened. Then I thought, okay, I'm going to die. I got this horrible diagnosis. I got out there and did it every day. I got to the point where I loved it and I looked forward to it. So that's where I'm going to have you take over, because it is awesome. Walking every day is addictive.
Totally. So something that's interesting is I always loved walking. I mean, three things I did with walking. Okay, one of them, I just liked being outdoors. I am in California. I know you hate me for saying this,
I
but it's
don't. I
beautiful.
hate you for so many other reasons, Sammy, not just that.
I'm glad.
No
It's
matter where you
beautiful
are.
to walk outside. It's nice, and I like just walking. It's like mindless. It's like my zen, my meditation, walking. And then secondly, I love walking and talking. It goes by so fast. And sometimes, like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't always love running. Like, sometimes I do, but other times I'm like, I just want to walk and I want to not think about anything. I want to put in my headphones, listen to music, or listen to the Just My Type podcast, and just walk and enjoy it and be outside, you know?
Well, let me ask you this. If
Um,
somebody has just got a diagnosis and they're listening to us for the first time, number one,
yes.
welcome. We're thrilled you're here. Number two, we want to educate, because I didn't know what to do. I thought, okay, I'm going to walk until my tongue sticks out like a pickle and I'm 47
Mm-mm.
miles from home. It's like, wait a minute. Now I have to walk back all the way that I started. So do
Yeah.
you have a route? Do you,
Okay.
let's
So
start there.
I started, yeah, I do have a route. I do this like big giant loop. Or sometimes I honestly like literally will walk back and forth on one road that's flat because I'm like, it's almost like it reminds me of like a track. So I'll just walk it like a
Mm-hmm,
track.
mm-hmm.
But I think it's important. We're gonna get a little bit of education in here as to why walking is beneficial and what walking does. Because I think we think like, yeah, great. Like I walked, half a mile. Like, why is it important? I have to go walk 3 miles. Or like, what really is that doing for me? Because we're always told, like, go on a 30-minute walk, do this, go for a walk around the block. But nobody asks really, like, Well, why? Like, you just think, "Oh, it's healthy for you, gets your heart rate up." Okay, true, does get your heart rate up, but there's a
So
couple
does
different
getting robbed.
factors.
So does getting
It's
carjacked. That
very
gets your heart
true.
rate up too.
You're running away from
So it's a
running away
good
from the
way. It gets
cops.
you, my point is it gets your heart up in a good way. I wasn't trying to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yes. No, yes. So, um, basically, what I there's like a couple different things I'm going to talk about, and it's about what walking does. So, the first one is that walking increases insulin sensitivity, which this means that your insulin is being utilized in the body better. So, basically, it allows your GLUT4 doors to open, which is in your cell. And when your GLUT4 door opens, the glucose molecule goes into the cell, which then means your blood does not have as much glucose in it. That's why your insulin sensitivity increases with walking, because walking triggers your insulin to then open the GLUT4 door for insulin to go into from the bloodstream. So I know you're probably like, "Oh my god, she just spoke gibberish."
Dr.
Um,
Sammy in his house.
but
Very
I
good.
studied sports medicine in my undergrad, and now I'm doing a master's in exphys, exercise physiology. So I promise I'm not just getting this information from a random source. It's credible information. So basically, with walking, the like many there's obviously a ton of different ways walking benefits a diabetic or just somebody in general. But specifically because it increases insulin sensitivity, walking like post meal. So like Dobie, if you ate, let's say you had like a piece of toast with peanut butter, and then you went on like even a 20-minute walk, it could be 15 minutes, but anything greater than 15 minutes can lower your post meal blood sugar. So that's like very key for a diabetic. So for me, like I had a smoothie this morning and I didn't walk after. And honestly, I should have done like a little 15-minute walk to keep that post meal blood sugar spike, which means like a really big increase in your blood sugar, preventing that. And so that's one way that it really impacts diabetics is that it can prevent a post meal spike, which is really key.
Now I'm going to cut you off here a second because you brought up an
Yes.
interesting point, and I think, of
Hmm.
course, I'll take the bullet. I've been doing it wrong. I would take my walks, and I still do. And since we started doing this podcast, I've gotten back
Hmm.
up into walking again as a habit. I walk before I eat, as almost my reward is the food at the end of my walk. So I'll walk 15 or 20 minutes and then eat then. Is that
Okay,
right?
that's
Right or wrong?
that is also still right because when you go on a walk, because of what walking does and its physiological effects, if you're doing that prior to eating, your insulin sensitivity is already increased. So, like, your insulin is ready to roll. It's like, okay, give me some carbs because I'm ready to break it down and get that glucose into my cells. So, either way, it's beneficial. I always say, just like post meal for me personally, like individually it benefits me greater than somebody else probably because I am more insulin resistant. So I usually go higher after I eat. Some people are more higher before they eat and it benefits them more so then. But either way, either before or after, it's always smart to go on like a 15 to 20-minute walk to either prevent a meal spike before by like making sure your insulin is ready to go or afterwards getting your insulin moving. Another thing is that so by basically by walking, even if it's like, it could be a 30-minute walk, you're lowering your cortisol levels. And cortisol levels basically can also cause insulin resistance in your body, and it comes from your adrenal glands. And that's something that can have an effect on how well your insulin is also working. So it's pretty beneficial to have lowered cortisol levels. Also, stress kind of can increase your cortisol levels. And by walking, I don't know if you feel good after, but for me, I get like a release of endorphins and I'm like, yes, I feel so
I feel
good.
fantastic.
Yeah, I'm like,
Talk about lazy slug that I am. It's like, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to like this. I love it.
I finish my walk and I'm like, I'm feeling confident, insulin sensitive, and ready to roll for the day.
Yeah, that's
um,
it. Now here's the thing, before we go a little farther, it's
yeah.
interesting that you brought up, you mentioned 15 to 20-minute walk, 30-minute walk.
Hmm.
Is there an ideal? I know we're all different and our metabolism is all different and our blood type's all different, but do you find a,
Hmm.
a, a a target? My doctor told me 20 minutes. What do you say?
Personally, if you are doing that walk as your workout for the day, I recommend at least a 30-minute walk. I believe that a 30 to 45-minute walk, it can be slow, but a 30 to 45-minute walk is perfect if that post meal or pre meal walk is your exercise for the day. If it is just to prevent that spike, then by all means, it could be 15 minutes. If your body only needs 15 minutes to get that insulin moving, then only 15 minutes. But for your heart and for actually to make an impact on your heart, like I think American ADA or there's a couple different like resources online and like CDC, but it's like 20 minutes in order to see like a difference in your for it actually to make an impact in your heart. Um, but I recommend personally 30 to 45 minutes for a walk at least 3 times a week if you're exercising and you're a beginner to working out.
Now, how do you feel about inside versus outside? Do you think a treadmill? I couldn't stand on a treadmill for that long. I don't have one, but if I did, I need to be outside personally. Now, you talked
So
about you
I
have a. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, I think it depends. Some people, honestly, like, they have really bad allergies, and they're like, "I can't go outside or else I'm just sneezing 24/7."
Good
And I'm
point.
like, "Okay, then go on a treadmill." I say treadmill. I know it's funny, I know it's weird, I know it's treadmill, but I like to say treadmill. If though
Point
you
taken.
don't yeah, if
For
you
those listening in
don't like
Uzbekistan, you need a Sammy to English dictionary. We're going to have one with your D card. We'll mail it to you when you
Perfect.
go to
Great, I'm glad.
justmytypepodcast.com.
That's what we need. If you don't like the treadmill, then being outside, great, but I don't there's no difference. The only difference that that really plays a role is temperature.
Yeah, and I think now you mentioned cold. I
Mhm,
find and I learned something else that your car runs better in cold weather because the concentration of oxygen is that way. Planes fly better in cold weather. And I'm not a scientist. I don't claim to be a
mhm,
scientist, but I know I spent most of my life in cold climates. And when I walk in the real cold, when it's really crisp out, I feel great. It feels like
mhm,
I don't mind walking outside because you're walking, you move, and you dress warm. You wear a hat and gloves and heavy jacket,
mhm.
those kind of things. But I don't mind walking outside in the winter at all.
I think something that's interesting is that, um, so, like, your blood vessels can dilate, it's called
Mhm.
vasodilation, and,
I knew that.
basically, when you're in heat yeah,
I,
way to
I
go,
didn't know that.
Dobie.
I did not know that.
Dobie's got it.
I'm taking
Oh,
the bullet. Sammy's throwing out
okay.
these $10 words from my 35-cent
No,
brain,
no,
and
no.
I'm just bringing people along. As you were
No.
saying, go ahead.
Okay, so if you are outside, the reason walking outside is also beneficial is because our bodies naturally do need vitamin D. So naturally, if you're outside, yes, wear sunscreen, but you do need to get a little bit of vitamin D, and you'll get that when you're walking outside. So I think
Even in the dark
overall,
or only sunshine.
only
I'm
sunshine.
not trying to be a jerk. I said sometimes I'll do my walk at night. Well, we don't have the luxury of young ladies like you that can walk anytime they want to, Sammy. I might have 20 minutes before I go to bed, and that's my only time to walk. I'm not being a jerk. Yeah. It well, it's funny that you bring that. Go ahead. I was gonna say it's funny that you bring that up. You said around your house you have the flat surface that you walk in circles. I mean, to me, boredom is a big issue. The treadmill, like you say, whatever, would be boring. And when I first got diagnosed, I lived near a school, like right across the street from a junior high, and they had a big a fence around. You couldn't go on the athletic field, but there was a fence around the school, and it was probably like a huge. There's football field and a playground, so a couple times around that the laps, it got to the point I would walk every day, and a security guard came out there. They thought I was stalking children. Here's a guy that's walking around the schoolyard every day, 7 days a week. And I said, look, I live across the street. I'm diagnosed with diabetes. I'm taking my walk. Yeah, right. So it all checked out. I mean, obviously, I wasn't lying about it. But it got funny. It's like, oh, is this? So, something, those kind of things can happen too, because the average person does not walk every day, and especially not outside. Mhm. better have a taser, a little bit of pepper spray. Attractive young lady, 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. One of the reasons we're here. Absolutely. Well, here's what happened. It's funny that you bring that up because when I moved from the place where the school was, I moved to another place where they have a huge mall, and it's not just a straight mall. There's angles, and it's almost like a Z shape. It's an outlet mall. There's a lot of stores there, and they would let the people in there. There's always the stereotypical senior citizens do their walks early in the morning. So I call myself the youngest of the old farts. I'd be in there at 7 o'clock in the morning, walk around. It's like I could kick anyone's butt in that entire mall. You looking at me, Gramps? You better not be, buddy. No, Grandma, you want to go on a date? I'll make you some oatmeal cookies. You'll never forget. It's funny because I'd walk down the. It's hilarious. And I'm saying we got to know each other because we're in there all the time, and they got to talk about it. Not all of them have diabetes. A lot of them had what would you call it? Orthopedic issues. Maybe knees or joints or hips. Osteoporosis, not necessarily, but like hip replacements, and there are a lot of them walking walkers, and they're sweet people. We got along really well, but they would do like a small section. Yes, I got to the, and I'm believe me, I'm soon enough going to be there myself. But I would walk, and it was 1.7 miles uh, around on a lap around the mall. So I started with one half a lap. Then it got to be I was up to one lap, then the one and a half, then two. By the time I stopped and I moved away again, I was three and a half laps. That's like 8 miles. And like I said, I would put it is a lot. And I got into it and I would think of jokes. And like I said, I'm in a whole different world. And I'm walking to get into a certain place. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to do one more lap in here. It sounds really good. Then I moved again. So I'm back to being outside walking. And the funny thing there is, it was people would pull me over and they would say, pull over in their car. Hey, did your car break down? You need a ride? No, no, I don't need a ride. Well, I can give you a ride. They thought my car, so when my car does break down, nobody ever stops. When I'm on a diabetes walk and I want to be left by myself, then everybody in the grandma, attractive women, going my way, big fella. I'd love to, but no, I gotta exercise today. And here's my number. Zoom, gone. Funny how the stories happen. Now, I gotta. I don't want to disagree with you, but I'm just saying the whole walking with someone else thing. I find that you get into a conversation and you lose your groove. To me, I had a young lady I was dating, and we would go on walks, and then we started maybe sometimes an argument or got a little hey, well, I'm going home, and maybe we're going to be like that, and I want to hear that. It's like no, no, I want to just focus. I'm not saying you're wrong, but it didn't work for me. Is what I'm saying. I have to be by myself. Yeah, right, right. Chop chop. Okay, all right. Mhm. Sure. Yeah. What else are you going to do at the end of the month? 500. Oh, I'm sorry, Sammy. Sammy. Okay, let's cut. Take two. We can edit this out. Ask me that again. 4 miles, Sammy. Four. Oh, that's awesome. That's really great. I'm impressed. Could have been 500, but 425 is still pretty good. Well, please do. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna get a little bit ageism on you. Do you know who Bruce Lee is? He was a martial artist, a kung fu expert. He died in the 70s. He was even before my generation, but he's got a bunch of documents that he printed out just how to be in shape. And that's the thing: park far away and walk, and always take the steps. Those are his big two things. I'm sorry, that was Bruce Lee did it. Yeah. Excellent. Okay. So get outside, walk around there. And you're always welcome to listen to us. We appreciate everybody that listens to us on the Just My Type podcast. But when you're exercising, kill two birds with one stone, and even your walk will go faster. As Sammy berates me for being ignorant. And that's okay. That's why I'm here to take the bullet for you listening. We're going to take a quick break right now. We got a very new feature that's coming up right after this. We are the Just My Type podcast. She is Sammy. I am Dobie. You are appreciated. You're listening to us. I'm ready to go if you guys are. Back we are like a bad penny. We are the Just My Type podcast. I'm Sammy. He's Dobie. She's Dobie. I don't know what my blood just took a little dip there. Sammy, we got a new feature we're gonna put in today, and this is one I really like because it shows we have listeners. Well, you know what? You're always welcome to feedback, and you don't have to be. It's nice if you like us, but if you don't, let us know because we want to improve. We want to make this. Nobody can please everybody. The best way to please nobody is to try to please everybody, but we're going to try anyway. Is to make this. I have skin as thick as a watermelon. I've been in comedy clubs my entire life. If you want to talk to me, I can take it. Wow, I can't top that. Oh, it's okay. Believe me, I've been in your shoes many times. Let's. Who do you have? We have a ton of responses. We really appreciate them. Go ahead. I'll Yay, Katie. Appreciate that very much. Here, this is from Jennifer. Jennifer writes in, I am a single mom, and my son is a type 2, and he's 14. And we found it really hard after his diagnosis, especially for him at school with diet and everything. And it's so fun to listen to your podcast. We both listen together, and his name is Ryan, is her son. And it's like you guys are. I like your have fun, don't make fun because we had some laughs and we learned something at the same time. So keep it up. We're gonna be regulars. So thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Ryan. Gotcha. Hmm. Wow. Rocket Hudson, welcome to the club, brother. Setting a good example. This is one. Here is one from a friend of mine. This is not a ringer. I didn't even know he was going to be listening. His name is Joey Callahan. He's a comedian from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We've been friends for a long time, and he's a cancer survivor. And now we found out he's pre-diabetic. So I, on my social media, we'll tell you how to get to our social media. But on my social media, I put it out. Hey, I got this co-host gig with a really sharp young lady, podcast, diabetes. And he said, I listened to you, and if it stunk, I wasn't going to tell you. And he said, I loved your diagnosis episode. He goes, it's like the Grinch. It's four sizes. We grew four sizes, but instead of a heart, it's a testicle. So I thought that was Joey. Yeah, Joey Callahan is great, and we need a lot of comedians I know because I'm in that field. But a lot of us just had bad diets and no exercise for so long, and a lot of entertainers are too. So anybody's welcome to be a listener. And again, we love you all, but we'll get some entertainers in here. Eventually, I would like to do a diabetic comedy tour because there's a few of them that are just really funny, good people. You can host the show. We'll have a blast. But right now, thank you, Joey. Sammy, time flies in the episodes. It's getting better and better. I love
I,
listening to you. I learn from you, so hopefully our listeners do too.
Great. I'm glad. I'm glad I could provide some insight on walking.
Well, that's the whole thing. And hint, hint. It's question of the pod today. What do you do when you are walking? Besides walking, what do you do? Hint, hint. Listen to the Just My Type podcast. But what are some things that you do on your walks?
Yes, and we'd like you to subscribe and rate, please, and share with us the question of the pod on our social media. So that's on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at justmytypepod_, Facebook at justmytypepod, and our hashtag justmytypepod. But we want to hear from you guys, and please rate and review because it helps us spread the word in the diabetes community and get our rankings higher, which allows us to touch more of the audience in this diabetes community. Also, if you want to get your story shared or want to share it with us, go on to the justmytypepodcast.com and share your story with us, and we'll read it on our next Tuesday testimonial, our new segment. Please let us know if you like the new segment. We think it's very fun, but we want to hear from you guys.
Sammy, I got my shoes on. I'm going to take myself a walk right now. But first, we got to hear one thing from you.
C'est la vie, baby.
This is the Just My Type podcast.